Today's topic is the overview of an organization settings that we are going to take care in this session. So let's look into the settings that are available in the Azure DevOps. Just reloading the page to make sure all the things are loaded properly. So let's click on the organization settings that you are able to see in the left hand side, right side corner, saying organization settings. So just click on the link. When you click on the link, so first it will be displaying with the overview in the center page, saying like what is the overview of the an organization and where it is located and what is the time zone of your organization that your organization owner has set up. And so will those are the details that basically will be available inside the overview page. So let's see the projects. The next section is this is basically this is a general section actually. So these are the projects, list of projects that are available in your organization or anybody who's created as part of, since you are a Azure DevOps administrator, you will be able to see all the projects inside this organization. So for let's say example, let's say you created multiple one more project. Okay, let me create a new project and just show you whether it is displaying or not, just for testing purpose. So once you create this new project and once you come here and refresh the page, so you'll be able to see the project that has been created here. That's a project. So that's the project, and here you'll be able to see the name of the project and description of the project and when it has been last updated or any changes or happened on the project level settings. And then what is the process that is being used for this? Like if you have any user defined process or something like that, agile or basic or CMM level. So based upon the process, it will be displayed here. The display of the means the process name that you assign to the project basically. The visibility is like it's either it is a private project or a public project. So that's the here. So every organization, since I told you in my first video saying like what is private project and what is public project. So most of the organizations will be under private projects until unless you are a non-profit organization. So in that case, so right now everything, all our projects will be under private visibility. So next the thing is user session. So in the user session, you'll be able to see all the users, whoever is having an access for the for this organization, TechnoKicks Booster, whoever is having an organization access, they'll be able to see this user session here. So what type of, as I mentioned in the earlier video as well, saying like what are the levels of the access that we have for an users. It depends upon the that we take here. So we have a basic, we have a stakeholder, we have Visual Studio subscriber. So as I mentioned earlier, the basic is the one which is like every organization, any new organization that you create in Azure DevOps, you will be getting a 5 basic users of free of cost and unlimited stakeholders. And if you have an Visual Studio subscriber assigned from your organization level, you will be able to have the Visual Studio subscriber. So basically, we will be assigning only the basic and the stakeholder level of access for all the users until unless the user is part of the Visual Studio subscriber. So that's basically the adding of the user into the organization. So then next comes the billing part. So the billing part is nothing but once you are done with the 5 users. Okay, for example, let's say you are having a team of 10 users, and 10 users are out of which 8 users are for development team and 2 users are for testing team or maybe for a business analyst team. So in that case, what we need to do is we need to buy the external licenses for that. For the 3 users, we need to buy a licenses because as said earlier, 5 users are free of cost for the basic one. So in this case, what we need to do is we need to purchase an Azure DevOps subscription license, which is similar to the Azure subscription or which we procure in creating the VMs or something like that. So the same thing of that. So we procure a Azure subscription for this, and then we assign this organization to that particular subscription that we purchased for billing. So based upon that, how many users that we add to that particular organization, or sorry, to the particular subscription, that much will be charged basically upon the level of the users that we are using. If it is an, for example, let's say you're adding a basic user, you will be charged as per the policy, and then if it's a stakeholder, it is free of cost, where you need not be worrying on that. And if you are using more than the artifacts of more than 2 GB or something like that, will be charged for that if you are using more capacity of than what is assigned. So auditing is a feature where it is like whatever you see, for example, let's say who accessed what service. So as I told you in the first video, saying like Azure DevOps is completely, it's combination of 5 services. So it's also a service, one main service which is having a microservices, Azure boards, repos, and all these things. So here, Azure DevOps service, what type of thing that we are trying to access? Okay, what are the things that we are done? Creating a new project, or you are changing any permissions or something like that. You will be able to see that auditing here. So each and every activity that you do on the organization, you will be able to have that entry in the auditing. So next thing is like global notification. What do you mean by global notification? So the notifications is basically we have a predefined notifications, right? So anything. So for example, let's say your organization is sending some update, okay, an email notification or Teams notification or Slack notification. So likewise, even in Azure DevOps, we have a notification. So for example, let's say anybody is creating a pull request, anybody is completing a pull request, or anyone is creating build completes, build fail, release complete, release failed, or all these type of things, right? So for all the services that we are using, so we can, or anyone is creating a new work item, or whenever there is a change of work item, for example, let's say a state from new state, it has been migrated to completed state or work in progress state, right? So this kind of things we can have it in the global notification. So the way you describe or the way you set up the notification, we get it based upon the conditions that we set up here. So basically, we'll go into them in depth for each and every one going further videos. But for time being, we'll be discussing only the overview of it, like what is used and what is the purpose of that and having it here. Okay. So the next is the usage. So usage is nothing but for example, let's you want to track what the services that are being used by particular user. For example, this will be helpful for a management team to do that. Maybe for example, let's say I am only assigned for a project. Think like I am only assigned for a sprints. Okay, where I am only the project manager, and the project manager has only the capability, or he has to do his job, saying like he has to go to the sprints and whether to check and have the BA reviews, and then discuss the scrum meetings or agile meetings and have them discussions and put all the notes whether all these things are being done or not. That is the usage. So usage is nothing but whatever the dedicated service that is being used, that is been assigned for the user, whether he is using that or not, we can just have it at glance here. That's the usage here. And coming to the extensions, so extensions, right? So you know, right? So any application that we wanted to use, so we are fond of integrating that with this or this with that type of applications. For example, like Jira to Slack or Slack to Jira, then ServiceNow to Jira, then ServiceNow to Jenkins, or all these type of things, right? So extensions are nothing but they give you an API calls, or it's like you have your own extensions, or you build up something which can improve your work, or scope of your work will be increased. In that scenarios, we can use these extensions. So you have a marketplace for that as well. You can browse the extensions or that are available in the marketplace. So you can click on the browse marketplace, and that will redirect you to the marketplace here, and you have n number of extensions that are available for the Azure DevOps organization, where you can see, for example, as I mentioned earlier, Jira, right? So let's say like Slack. So whenever you say Slack and click on search, what will happen is wherever there is Slack notification, for example, let's say a work item has been created and you wanted to push that to a group of a chat group in Slack notification or something like that. So right. So that type of integrations also you can do that. So this is extension, and just click on the free type of extensions are available, and also there are paid uh, extensions also are available based upon your requirement. And if you're basing on that and your management has taken the decision, definitely you can go ahead and purchase that and install them. So that's basically the extension part here. So next that comes the Azure Active Directory. So any organization that you create, right, it will be binded to your Azure Active Directory. So Azure Active Directory is nothing but, for example, let's say you have an organization called Orbit.com, or you have an organization called let's think of Orbit.com. So when you have an Orbit.com and you have an Active Directory for Orbit.com, automatically the Azure Directory will be assigned to the organization. So that means any user who is part of this orbit.com will be able to access, or will be feasible to add him into this organization. You will be having an option to add him into the organization by default. If not, he will be added as a guest user for the organizations. So these are the sections that we have discussed in the general section. So we'll continue the same thing in the security, in coming security and boards, and we'll discuss going forward in the another video. Thank you.